Welcome back to Voice of Africa, the channel where we bring you in-depth stories, inspiring updates, and bold perspectives from across the African continent. Today, we're thrilled to share with you a powerful and emotional update straight from Burkina Faso, an event that not only touches the heart of national solidarity, but also sheds light on the leadership style of one of Africa's most discussed political figures right now, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. So make sure you stay with us as we take you through this important development. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. The information in this video is based on verified news sources available at the time of production. We strive for accuracy and context, but as with all rapidly evolving situations, details may continue to unfold. Our mission is to bring you stories with integrity, clarity, and relevance, particularly those that are often underrepresented in mainstream media. Now let's get into it. Over the past few days, the people of Burkina Faso have once again witnessed the hands-on leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the transitional president and a key figure in the country's ongoing struggle against terrorism and foreign interference. This time, the spotlight falls on a deeply symbolic and compassionate act: his visit to the Tanguet Ouattara Military Hospital, located inside Camp Oezen Coulibaly in the city of Bobo-Dioulasso. This visit wasn't just ceremonial, it was packed with meaning. Captain Traoré made time to meet with wounded soldiers recovering from frontline operations, showing not just the face of a commander-in-chief, but of a man who deeply values the sacrifices being made in the defense of Burkina Faso's sovereignty. He spoke directly to medical personnel, encouraging them in their critical role and listening to the pressing needs they face on the ground. For many Burkinabe, this moment resonated as a strong signal of accountability and commitment. The symbolism here cannot be overstated. In a country grappling with an asymmetric war against extremist groups, every act of leadership counts. The image of Captain Traoré standing alongside wounded fighters and dedicated healthcare workers tells a story that goes beyond politics. It's about unity, shared struggle, and national healing. At a time when many leaders might have chosen to delegate such responsibilities, Traoré's decision to personally engage with injured troops and frontline staff is not just commendable, it's inspiring. But this wasn't the only thing that happened during his visit to the Haut-Bassin region. Captain Traoré also met with local administrative and military officials. These discussions revolved around pressing issues like infrastructure development, public health logistics, and, of course, strategies to fortify regional security. What's clear is that his leadership approach is multi-layered. It's not just about battling insurgents, it's about building stronger institutions and communities that can withstand long-term instability. And here's where it gets interesting. While many would have expected the president to only deliver speeches or issue directives, he did much more. He reportedly gave specific instructions to improve conditions at the military hospital. This included a commitment to tackle challenges faced by the medical team. Everything from equipment shortages to better structural support for the facility. This hands-on approach underscores a leadership style that doesn't just wait for things to collapse before reacting. It anticipates, engages, and acts. But the momentum didn't stop there. During the same visit, a massive show of public support unfolded in Bobo-Dioulasso. Thousands of citizens organized by the Coordination Nationale des Associations de Veille Citoyenne, better known as CNAVC, gathered in an overwhelming display of unity and appreciation for Captain Traoré's leadership. The streets swelled with chants, flags, and posters echoing a single sentiment: Burkina Faso is rising, and its people are standing with their leader. This moment is crucial because it reflects something rarely seen in today's politics: organic, grassroots support for a sitting head of state during a transitional period. People didn't just show up to celebrate a personality, they came to express alignment with a vision that prioritizes sovereignty, dignity, and self-determination, one that rejects foreign exploitation and insists on African-led solutions to African problems. And now, as we reach the midpoint of this story, let me take a moment to thank you, our loyal subscribers, viewers, and members of the Voice of Africa community. Your continued support means the world to us. Whether you're here for the first time, or you've been riding this journey with us from the beginning, know that every like, every comment, and every subscription helps us grow and reach more people with narratives that matter. If you find value in our content and want to go the extra mile to support independent African media, please consider using the Super Thanks option below this video. It helps us produce better content, fund more research, and bring you the stories that mainstream outlets ignore. Let's return to Captain Traoré's mission in Bobo-Dioulasso. Beyond military and medical matters, his presence was also tied to broader initiatives. He used this opportunity to reaffirm his government's commitment to rebuilding Burkina Faso, not just in terms of physical infrastructure, but also in the realm of public trust and national morale. He spoke of resilience, of communities refusing to give in to fear, and of a nation that will not be defined by its adversities, but by its capacity to rise above them. One standout component of Traoré's recent initiatives is the construction of social housing for internally displaced persons. This is a demographic that often gets overlooked in conversations about security, yet they are among the most affected. These are people who have lost homes, livelihoods, and sometimes loved ones, due to the violent insurgency ravaging parts of the country. By prioritizing their resettlement and well-being, Traoré's administration is sending a powerful message: every Burkinabe life matters. Moreover, his commitment to ensuring that these development programs do not result in more economic pressure on citizens is something many find both refreshing and rare. At a time when many African states are dealing with inflation, debt, and donor dependency, Captain Traoré has emphasized local solutions and resource mobilization that avoids the pitfalls of foreign financial entanglements. That's not just bold, it's revolutionary. We also need to look at the deeper significance of his approach to security. Traoré has often said that winning the war on terror is not just about guns and intelligence, it's about involving the people. During his recent engagements, he stressed the importance of civilian vigilance and community-level intelligence gathering. This type of decentralization can be a game-changer. It empowers local actors, decentralizes state capacity, and creates a participatory framework for national security. Let's also not ignore the emotional tone of his visit to the military hospital. Eyewitnesses and reports described a somber yet hopeful atmosphere. For the injured soldiers, many of whom had just returned from intense combat zones, the visit of their commander-in-chief meant a great deal. It wasn't just about morale, it was about being seen, being acknowledged, and being honored. One nurse even mentioned that the president's visit reminded the team that their sacrifices are not in vain, that the country is watching, and that their work is part of something much larger. Traoré's leadership continues to draw mixed reactions on the international stage. While some Western powers remain cautious or critical, citing democratic transitions and human rights concerns, others are beginning to acknowledge the tangible progress and the organic support he commands. Regional actors, particularly those in the Sahel, are watching closely. Many see Burkina Faso as a testing ground for a new model of African governance, one rooted in sovereignty, resilience, and grassroots legitimacy. Back at home, his popularity continues to rise, especially among young people who are tired of the status quo. They see in him not just a soldier or a statesman, but a symbol of what is possible when African countries reclaim their narratives. The streets of Bobo-Dioulasso echoed that sentiment with loud, unwavering voices. Looking ahead, the challenges remain immense. The terrorist threat is still real, economic hurdles are still daunting, and the road to lasting peace is still long. But with leaders who are willing to walk that road, not from palaces, but from the trenches, the hospitals, and the communities, there is hope. And hope is the fuel of transformation. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's visit to the Tanguet Ouattara military hospital wasn't just another entry on his schedule. It was a defining moment, a reflection of leadership that connects, listens, and acts. It reminded the people of Burkina Faso, and indeed all of Africa, that our battles are not just fought with weapons, but with empathy, vision, and unity. As we wrap up this story, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Captain Traoré's leadership? How do you view the wave of Pan-Africanism sweeping across the continent? And what role do you think independent media like Voice of Africa should play in shaping these conversations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you for spending this time with us. Keep the spirit of Africa alive and remember, our stories, our voice, our future. This is Voice of Africa,